All right, man, we right back at it again. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is Kicks on Land. I am T. Bryson from the land, and we right back at it with another video, man. And I have an issue, man. I really been having this issue for a minute now. I got an issue with a few of these Nike Jordan collabs, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like, man, they kind of lacking. They kind of been slacking. I feel like they lack some creativity. Not saying there aren't still dope collabs out there. Not saying that they're not still coming up with new innovative ideas and, you know, pushing the envelope. But a lot of these collabs I feel like are kind of following a routine. A lot of these collabs I kind of feel like they just kind of all doing the same thing. It's a lot of copy paste, and I feel like it's lacking creativity. We're gonna get into it today, man. But before we get into that, of course, we got to get into what we had on feet. And speaking of collabs, one of my favorite collabs, today I had the Air Jordan 2s, Don C joints. Which are, they got a little wear on it. They got a little wear on them because we wear our kicks, man. These kicks walk the streets of Cleveland every day. But what y'all know about the Jordan 2 Don C joints, man? These are super clean, super fire. They came in like 3 different colorways. And I mean, just look at them, man. Just a beautiful shoe, really a beautiful shoe, man. Don C did his thing. Don C is a legend, man. I remember being in high school. This was before we had Instagram and all of that stuff, man. We used to be on a computer, on our laptops. We used to be on our phones at school looking at nice kicks. We used to be looking at nice kicks, man. They used to have a sneaker, kind of like the celebrity sneaker watch. Yeah, they used to have a celebrity sneaker watch. You could just see what people had on feet. We used to be hunting down every item, every piece that we seen Don C wearing. We seen Wale wearing. We seen Big Sean at the time wearing, man. Don C had all the dope Jordans. He used to go crazy with the bait. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. A big part of the reason why I wore bait back then and still wear bait is because Don C, man. He definitely was putting us on with the bathing ape. You know what I'm saying? I remember the Don C hats. We used to damn near dream about a Don C hat. Wish we had a Don C joint. But anyway, Don C a legend. Shout out to Don C. These are super dope, super clean, oldie but goodie, like they say. I think that's how that go. Anyway, yeah, man, these are a classic, man. They need to let Don C cook, bring Don C back, let him do his thing. He definitely turned this Jordan 2 to luxury, man. You know what I'm saying? Made it luxury. I think it was I think the inspiration came from a Chanel purse, a woman's Chanel purse, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I had to bring these out today. You already see I went pink. I had to go cam. You already know we get it in Ohio. You already know what it is, man. Anyway, let's really get into this, man. All right, so these just my thoughts. Hey, these just my thoughts, man. And I'm starting to kind of see a pattern with a lot of these collabs, especially when it comes to Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s. And I know y'all gonna be upset, but I'll even use the brick by bricks for an example. This is kind of the formula that I'm starting to see with these collabs. A lot of these Jordan collabs. You see, back in the day, I remember we was getting Dornbecker 4s. See, the Dornbecker 4s, it looks like nothing that I've ever seen before. If I was to take the OG Jordan 4s, OG colorways, black cement 4s, white cement 4s, fire red 4s, military blue 4s, right? If I was to take these Jordan 4s, right, and then next to them I would sit a Dornbecker 4, I feel like it'll stand out. I feel like it'll be innovative. I feel like someone who's familiar with the Jordans, but not necessarily, may not know every single colorway, may not know all the history behind it, may not know every single story, may not know, you know, all the ins and outs and when every single Jordan release, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just casual Jordan fans. I feel like if I was to bring them into a room with a table with white cement 4s, black cement 4s, you know, fire red 4s, military blue 4s, and Dornbecker 4s, clearly they would see this Dornbecker 4 is something different. Clearly they would see that this Dornbecker 4 is special. It's more thought went into this, more creativity went into this. Not to say that it's necessarily better, but it's more creative, it's more innovative, it's pushing the limits, it stands out. Even if you look at, like, we used to get the Dornbecker 8s, the Dornbecker 3s. Imagine putting the Dornbecker 8s next to Playoff 8s or Aqua 8s, which is probably my favorite Jordan 8, or Bugs Bunny 8s. The Aqua 8 looks like this could be a collab. You know, if I didn't know any better and I was to just guess which one is a collab, I think I would choose the Dornbecker 8. You understand? Even like I showed earlier on foot, even the Jordan 2 Don C's, the Don C 2s. This clearly stands out. I think anyone who's being honest can say it. This stands out from the rest of the OG Jordan 2s. Even the Dornbecker 2s, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but at least I can see creativity. At least I know I'm not getting your typical, I don't even like using the word typical when it comes to OG colorways, but for lack of better words, your typical Jordan. And I feel like, do you really get that if you put some Almamaneer 3s next to other OG Jordan 3s? If you have no idea that these are Almamaneer 3s, you don't see the box, you don't know, the story behind it, you're just looking at the shoe for what it is. Do they really stand out the same way Dornbecker 4s stand out from the rest of the other Jordan 4s, or Dornbecker 8s, right? Or Chicago Off-White 1s, or Chicago Off-White 2s, UNC Jordan 1 Off-Whites, or Off-White 4s. I feel like these sneakers all stand out. You understand? And it's like, do brick by brick stand out? You know what I'm saying? Have we not had an all red Jordan 4 before? Yes, the materials are great. Yes, it's more like of a clayish. Yes, as you can kind of see the 3M. But also, I feel like a lot of these collabs are just following a routine. They all have a dope box. You understand? A dope shoe box. The box is really creative. It's super dope. They have a super dope story that ties us all in and make us emotionally attached to the shoe. But it's typically a regular Jordan 4 or regular Jordan 3 or regular Jordan 1 that we probably would have got anyway, just with the cool back tab. You know, when you think of like the J Balvins, it's a Jordan 3, cool back tab, dope box. When you think of like the Rare Air 3s, dope box, regular Jordan black, blue, red Jordan 3, or a black, blue, red Jordan 4 with a cool box and a dope back tab. You understand? And that's pretty much, seems like that's the recipe these days. When it comes to Almamaneer, when it comes to J Balvin's, when it comes to even Nigel Sylvester. Nigel Sylvester has another Jordan 4 collab that's coming out this year in 2026. I think they're called the Cinnabars. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I see the Cinnabars, they look like fire red 4s. Should a collab look exactly like a shoe that we've already had? Or not exactly, but maybe even very similar? Or should a collab look like something we've never seen before? And I understand that sometimes less is more. I understand that sometimes something simple is, can be dope. But I feel like there's ways to do it. There's ways to push the envelope. You understand? Like a Don C2, like a Chicago 4, like a Chicago 1, where it's similar, but you can see the creativity, you can see the thought, you can see innovation. Isn't that what we're supposed to be looking for? Innovation, something that pushes the envelope, something that takes the brand forward? Or are we looking for a shoe that we probably, because to me it seems like this is a shoe we probably would have got anyway. A lot of these collabs are shoes that we probably would have gotten anyway. Jordan brand feel like, look, they might not sell out, but hey, let me know what I can do. I can call up J Balvin, I can call up Almamaneer, I can call up Nigel Sylvester, and I can say, hey, you want a shoe? They can say, cool. Or, this might really piss y'all off, their number one thing to do, I can turn that swoosh around, call up Travis Scott, and say, hey, we're going to put your name on this, and we're going to make it limited. And now a shoe that would have sat, that would have collected dust, a shoe that would have been, on sale, maybe found at Ross. Not that that's a bad thing. Dope shoes sit all the time. And trash shoes sit and all the time. And dope shoes sell out and trash shoes sell out all the time. So selling out or sitting, or like the resellers say, bricking, it's really irrelevant. But it's like when you put the name on it, when you put that collab on there, it's an automatic sellout, it seems. Even the Jordan 4 flight clubs that released today, do they not look like the military blacks that we already got, that we already didn't really care for, that we already passed on? I know I did. So to me, it seems like we're getting the same collabs. It seemed like we're not getting something. I don't know. I don't know if these guys are limited to what they can do. I don't know if Nike are limiting them. I don't know. Because it seems like to me, if I was to make a collab, if Jordan Brand or Nike was to hit me up and say, hey, we want you to work on a foam posit. We want you to work on a Jordan 4, Jordan 7, a dunk, a LeBron, a trainer, a bow. I got so many ideas. There's so many things I would want to do. I wouldn't take, I wouldn't give you another black and yellow dunk and just put a T and replace the Wu-Tang, but just put a TB logo right there for a T Bryson. Like, no, I got a lot of ideas. I got a lot of ideas, a lot of creative thoughts, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that I would want to do to a shoe. You know what I'm saying? I would put a lot of thought into it, a lot of details, a lot of hidden gems. I feel like a lot of times, like, you got one collab, especially when it comes to the recent collabs, if you got one collab, you pretty much got them all. If you got one Alma Manir, pretty much got every Alma Manir. You understand? I mean, how many Jordan 1s, especially Jordan 1 lows, have we seen that look exactly like Travis Scott's? And nobody cared. Nobody wanted them. Nobody blinked an eye. Nobody stalked the website. Nobody, hunt nobody down. No more got broken into. But you turn that swoosh around and everything changes. So let me know what y'all think, man. Is Jordan Brand and Nike getting lazy with a lot of these collabs? I think there's still collabs that give me hope. I showed the Awake 5s, I think the last video. I think the Awake 5s are dope. You know what I'm saying? I think they're different. I think some thought went into it. You know what I'm saying? Some people like the big A on it. Some people don't. Me, I just like that it's something different. It stands out. If I was to put the Awake 5s next to, any other 5, black metallic 5s, fire red 5s with the black sun, fire red 5s with the 3M tongue, etc., etc., I feel like you will see this one is clearly different. And that's how I feel collabs should be. I don't think it should be pretty much, we pretty much already got fire red 4s. Or we pretty much already got Jordan 1 lows. Or, there's Jordan 1 low olives that no one cares about because Travis Scott's name isn't attached to it. I feel like, I'm going to be honest with y'all, man, I'm probably one of the biggest Travis Scott haters. I'm not a hater of Travis Scott himself, but I just feel like a lot of those collabs are overrated. Especially when I look at the resale value for a lot of them. It's like they're not matching up or lining up with the other sneakers that also resell for the same amount of price or similar price. You know what I'm saying? Or similar, resale value. I feel like that make a shoe overrated in my opinion. But let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts and opinions are, man. Is Jordan Brand, Nike being limited? Is it the brand? Is it the collaborators? Let me know what's what, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Help push this channel, man. I love to have these type of conversations. like I said, I feel like they're kind of lacking creativity. I feel like they're kind of all copy and paste. And don't get me wrong, obviously, I bought the brick by bricks. So I like the brick by bricks. I think they're dope. But are they pushing the envelope? Are they innovative? Is this something we've never seen before? Yeah, we never seen a Nike Tech right here. Yes, we never seen Bike Air on the back tab. That's true. But overall, is this something we've never seen before? I feel like I said before, we got Collabs and it was something like never before. Is this something like never before? Let me know in the comments. Are Alma Near 3s and Alma Near 4s something like never before, like never seen before? Is J Balvin something never before seen? Let me know what's what. Is Travis Scott's? I know y'all love him. I know you'll die for him. Hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? But I know you'll go crazy over the Travis Scott's. But is they really something never before seen? I mean, even a backwards swoosh, we've seen before multiple times. So let me know. Let me know, man. Like I said, I'm just here to have these conversations. These just my thoughts, man. This is Kicks on Land. I am T. Bryson from the land. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, we out.